Hi, it's Lloyd from Blackpool Air Rifles. Just bringing you a quick video today because we've got something that we've been waiting for quite a long time. It is the new Weihrauch HW44. It's not really going to be an unboxing video, but I'll explain what comes in the box. As you can see, nice cardboard box, and inside it we have full instructions. We have 2 magazines, we have the charging adapter, an Allen key for adjustment, and the pistol itself. Okay, so what's so special about the new HW44? Well, as you can see, if you're familiar with the HW110 air rifle from Weihrauch, you'll see that there's some familiar parts on it, especially most of this back end here, which seems to be very, very similar to the 110. All this is made out of ballistic polymer, also known as plastic to some people. Very high quality plastic nevertheless, and seems to have been so far really resilient on the HW110. Whether you like plastic or not obviously is a different matter, but it does its job, and it does its job very well. Another nice thing about on this pistol, of course, is it's keeping the weight down a little bit. We've just weighed this before we came on air. It's about 1.3 kilograms, which is 2.9 pounds. So although it looks like a fairly big pistol, it's actually a little bit lighter than you would expect. Lots of other features about it. I mean, if you're familiar with the HW110, you've got the side lever mechanism here, which actually can be turned round from it being cocked on the left-hand side, which, as you can imagine, is pretty normal for right-handed people. This can actually be reversed to go on the right-hand side, so ideal for lefties. The pistol grip, if I can show you it that way, you'll see that the pistol grip is actually ambidextrous, although it doesn't look like it, and I think they've done a really good job with the pistol grip. It's really nicely contoured. It fits really well, and although I actually find that the angle is slightly off, I think most people will be very, very happy with the pistol grip. I'm finding that when in a natural position it's actually pointing the muzzle down, but that's just me, and you might absolutely love it. But I think they've done a really good job with the pistol grip. This is all plastic again, or ABS polymer, as I guess I should call it, and it's sort of all part of this extended frame underneath. Okay, so you've got the usual sort of standard HW110 magazines that go in it, pretty straightforward. I find that the 110 mags are a little bit more awkward to put in than the 100 magazines, but you do get used to it. You've got a little lever that you flick up there, and the magazine actually just slots in like so. That locks down, and then you cock it by the usual sort of side lever mechanism. I'm going to fire it. I've checked that there's absolutely nothing in it. You fire it and recock it again, the magazine will rotate, and fire again. Dead simple. You've obviously got a safety catch that's ambidextrous on either side there, okay, and the safety catch will come on when it's cocked, but if it's not cocked, I'm going to fire it again. If it's not cocked, the safety catch won't come on. So, little tip, if you want to know whether you've cocked your pistol or you can't remember, you can actually just try the safety catch to see whether that moves or not. So obviously you get the 2 magazines with it. I'll just take this magazine out, so that just basically flicks to one, flicks back, push that lever up, and then that pulls out. Okay, like so. Moving forward, we've got the same Picatinny rail as well as on the HW110. Not keen on Picatinny's really, because it means that you're going to have to buy another set of mounts, but we think that they've gone Picatinny just for extra strength because it's wider, and obviously that makes sense from a solidity and engineering point of view. So obviously if you decide that you want to pick up one of these HW44s, you are going to need a set of Picatinny mounts, which will probably be an extra expense for you. The nice thing is they've actually bothered to put open sights on. The open sight actually looks a little bit like I think that's a HW45 rear sight. Unfortunately, they didn't go to the extra sort of expense of putting the one with the fibre optics on, so this is a non-fibre optic rear sight. I mean, we've been using non-fibre optic rear sights and foresights for donkey's years. There's nothing wrong with them, although when I had a HW45 I did actually put a bit of Tipex on so I could actually see the outline a little bit better. So it's a shame they didn't go that little extra sort of couple of feet and put the decent open sights on, but the open sights are nice. You've got a really nice, as you can see, the length there, the sight line is, or sight base is quite long. Obviously that means that you theoretically you're going to achieve better accuracy. You can see that the cylinder is obviously a cut down version of the 110 again. We've been quoted about 120 shots in 2.2 and 95 in 177, which is extremely good, especially as well because we've just tested this before we came on air, and this is doing 5.7 foot-pounds. So power wise, for a pistol, it's extremely good, and I would say that it's going to be really suitable for a bit of longer range informal target shooting, or even some close range vermin shooting. Although obviously at 5.7 foot-pounds we are talking at really under 10 yards maximum, and even then, you know, you need to be absolutely spot on to make sure you're going to get confirmed kills. All this is all ABS plastic. As you can see, it's the same barrel as on the HW110, which is good news. The trigger mechanism is also is fully adjustable, and it's two-stage again off the 110. That's another bit of great news as well. Looking here at the front, you've got the charging port. Okay, so that's just a little dust cover, and your little charging probe actually literally just pushes in there. That's obviously going to be attached to your hose from your bottle or your pump, so that's going to go in there and that's going to refill it. 200 bar fill, dead simple. Take that back out again when you're finished, put the little dust cover in, and away you go. Underneath it you've got another Picatinny rail here. Some people might want to put a laser on it, or a torch, something very similar to that. Okay, so I mean, summing up, I think for a 10-shot pistol, it's actually quite a nice job, to be honest. I think they've done alright. It's a little bit better than I expected. It's a little bit lighter than I expected. It's comfortable. I would say there is only one thing that I'm not over keen on, to be honest with you, and that's the price. These are going to come in at £619. Now, it's funny actually, because I was thinking about this before we did the video, and I realised that £619 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money for any air pistol. But it's funny really, because when you think about it, if it was a match pistol, you probably wouldn't think twice about it costing £800 to £1,500. And yet, because it's classed as a sporting pistol, £619 seems expensive. But actually, when you look at it, you know, the build quality is really good. It's a Weihrauch at the end of the day. I would have liked to have seen this for less money. There's no doubt about it. Is it worth £619? Who's to say? It depends whether you've got £619 to spend and whether that is a lot of money to you. I would say that really the gun would have been nice at under 500, definitely. And if it was under 400, I mean, I can't imagine them ever being able to produce it for that. But that would have, 399 would have been absolutely fantastic. 499 would have been pretty good. 619. It's a difficult one, I must admit. I mean, if you're in the market for a multi-shot, pre-charged pistol with this sort of power, what else have you got on the market to compare it with? Well, I can't think of anything. Anybody else can think of anything? I mean, is there anything on the market? No, 600 quid multi-shot? There's the old Brococks. There's exactly like, yeah, the old Brocock multi-shot pistols. But I mean, when they worked, they would have been great. But I suppose this is quite unique. So really, the only disadvantage I can see, apart from needing Picatinny mounts, and apart from the mechanism still not being quite as nice as the HW100 mechanism, it's usable. And apart from the price, really, there's nothing else to complain about. I think they've done a cracking job. As usual, it's a Weihrauch at the end of the day, and Weihrauch don't produce rubbish. So that's it. Actually, there is one other disadvantage, and that seems to be limited availability at the moment. I mean, we've only got a couple of them through. They're all sold, and we're not going to see any more till, I think it's end of September, guys?
Yeah, end of September.
End of September before we see some more. So if you're interested in one of these, I'm afraid it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to put a small deposit down on one and sit tight and wait. But apart from that, I think that's about it. That's all I've got to show you today, guys. There hasn't been awful lot of stuff new out recently, which has been a little bit disappointing, but it's great to see the 44 finally arrive. And I know that there's going to be more new products coming out soon from various manufacturers. It seems like everybody's holding back till end of September, October, so hopefully you'll see me a little bit more with some new stuff shortly. Thank you very much for watching, as usual, and I appreciate any constructive criticism or comments. Would you buy a HW44? What do you think about it? Do you think it is too expensive, or is the price not going to put you off? Let me know in your comments below, and if you want, subscribe to us and you'll get to hear about our videos first. Thank you very much. See you now. Bye. Alright. Good stuff. No funny comments this week. Nothing rude to say about the Weihrauch HW44.
I think it's alright, it's just overpriced.
Yeah,
Shoots well.
do you know what? Like I say, if that had Steyr written on it and it was 1,500 quid, nobody would blink an eye, would they? They wouldn't care whatsoever. It's just I think it's because the class is a sporting pistol, so it's a lot of money.
That's it, it's sporting, it's not a target, is it?
But
It's a plinker.
what
It's a fun plinker and it's nice and powerful, but it's a plinker.
I reckon you'll get good groups with that to about 40 yards.
Yeah.
Honestly, I reckon probably about the size of a jam jar lid at 40 yards. I think it'll be quite
I'd rather have
achievable.
that than anything CO2.
Which would you rather have, that or a Steyr?
Well, I'd rather have a Steyr, but
Would you?
yeah.
Somebody said to me 600 quid for that, 1,500 quid for a Steyr. I'd have that, because to be honest with you, I can't shoot pistol that well.
No,
I'm never going to take advantage of a
No,
Steyr, so I might as well have a bit of fun with that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
And my rats would get to sort of see that
I
from the
think
wrong end.
Shoulder stock, red dot, silencer, mini carbine.
Yeah, maybe.
Back to what we've got here.
Back to reality.
Yeah, right. You're going to do the Brighton naked bike ride next year.
No.
I want to go.
The Brighton Nick, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, we won't do it, let's
Definitely
just
not.
watch it.
Good watch.
If Mike was still looking here, he would do that, wouldn't he? Because he wouldn't be naked. Even when he was naked, he'd be covered in fur.
Covered in fur, I know, it's like a fucking Yeti going like that.